Today, the OUYEAH is making people say, ooh, yeah. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint.
Watch this.
You are such an asshole.
Remember the WONDERBOOK for PS3? Come on, remember? They did a whole weird thing at that E3 one year. Well, it's only ever had that one game, the Harry Potter thing called Book of Spells, but now there's two. The new one is called Diggs Nightcrawler, and it's kind of a noir-style adventure starring bugs. So, time to pull that peripheral back out of the garage. You'll find it behind all the Rock Band guitars, the DDR dance pad, the Donkey Konga drums, and the Wii.
There's a new mod out for Counter-Strike that puts a working Super Nintendo into the game, complete with the appropriate lights and controller buttons that depress and everything. Right now it only runs one game, Super Mario Bros., a Mario knockoff, but you shouldn't care, because if you try to stop and use this thing, you're going to lose your game of Counter-Strike.
A class action lawsuit was brought against EA Sports for the way the company secured exclusive licensing with the NFL, the NCAA, and the AFL, leaving consumers with no choice when they wanted to buy a sports game. While admitting no wrongdoing, EA settled the claim for $27 million, allowing people who bought a Madden NFL, NCAA football, or arena football game between 2005 and 2012 to get refunds ranging from $5 to $20 per game. You guys want to get back at EA? Here's your chance. The court even had to extend the compensation deadline because so few people had bothered to claim it. You have until May 15th. Get going.
Everyone remembers that one of the OUYEAH's sales pitches was that consoles don't need to be huge and expensive anymore since Android-based smartphones are almost as powerful as consoles, right? Well, that is still true, but I'm still gonna go on point. The problem with the OUYEAH is that it's not a very good Android device. In its April benchmarking test, FutureMark determined that the OUYEAH developer console was the 78th most powerful Android device on the market, delivering less CPU and GPU performance than popular Android smartphones like the Samsung Galaxy S3, which I might add, came out last May. But, you argue, that doesn't matter. The OUYEAH has HDMI out, so you can play games on your TV, and the OUYEAH is $100 and therefore way cheaper than the $700 Galaxy S3. Except it does matter. Right now, the OUYEAH can probably run games as well as the Android phone you already own, which, let's be honest, you paid $99 for because you signed a contract. If the consumer version of the OUYEAH isn't a lot better, how many games is it actually going to be able to play when you get it? Mobile game developers are already crap at supporting older, less powerful models of phones, so just how many high-performance Android games will the OUYEAH be able to run in 2 years? All the HDMI outputs in the world aren't going to make the games run better. But, you say, the Android operating system means I can buy a new, improved OUYEAH every year for $99. Then I can play all the Android games I want. And yes, you can. Meanwhile, I will be buying one $500 console and replacing it every 7 years, just like I do now, and I'll still play all the Android games I want on my phone that I'll replace every 2 years on contract for $99.
Nintendo Direct happened again, giving us all the Nintendo news. Direct from Nintendo? One of the big stories this time, they're making a sequel to A Link to the Past. No, not just another Zelda game, a direct sequel to Link to the Past. It's a top-down RPG, set in the same world, but with new dungeons and gameplay. This is all anyone ever wanted. Why did it take you 21 years? The other big story is that 2013 is the year of Luigi, which is actually kind of a letdown. To use a pro wrestling analogy, it doesn't matter how well a wrestler actually performs in the ring. If the announcers don't put them over, the audience isn't going to care. Nintendo has buried Luigi for so long that a year of Luigi actually sounds like a half-hearted threat. And in other Nintendo Direct news, the new Shin Megami Tensei game comes out in July.
What? Why didn't you tell me? Why would you bury the lead like that?
I wanted to see your reaction.
Coming up, Might and Delight are developing what is probably the world's first ever badger simulator. No one's sure why.